Shalom. My name is Lael Israel, and I'd like to spend a few minutes talking to you about head wraps. Today, head wraps have become very popular. They're beautiful, they're stylish, even good for bad hair days. Our mode of dress as Hebrews was referred to as our customs in Bible scripture. Customs are the directives that order our lives, including the way we dress, cook, worship, and lived. Many people mention the Tillon laws, where we were forced to wear head coverings during our servitude here in America, but it's not a coincidence that these laws forced us to cover our heads that Scripture also supports. Coverings are a part of our culture, and as Hebrew women, we customarily wrapped our heads. Isaiah chapter 3 details our manner of dress, and although the passage is a rebuke against the haughtiness of our women, and on a larger scale, a rebuke against the haughtiness of our nation, Israel, it describes our clothing and attire. Isaiah 3, 18 through 23 says, "We wore tinkling ornaments about the feet, and their cauls, which are front headbands, and their round tires like the moon, which are ornaments and pendants, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, which is a long flowing veil, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the earrings, the rings, nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles, which is a cloak with a hood, and the wimples, a woman's cloak which the head covering would wrap around her neck and her shoulders, and the crisping pins, the glasses, the fine linen, and the hoods, which is a turban-style head wrap, and the veils." Today, head wraps are worn more as a fashion statement than for cultural connections, but many Hebrew women have discovered that there is also a scriptural requirement that women should cover their heads while praying or prophesying regarding worship and holy convocation or church service. That prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonors her head, which is her father if unmarried, or her husband. For that is even all one, as if she were shaven. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. And that is 1 Corinthians 11, 5 through 6. What is normally missed in this chapter is that head wraps were just as much a part of everyday life for women that was set up and ordered from the garden at creation. 1 Corinthians 11, 6 through 10 goes on to say, "But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and the glory of Elohim, but the woman is the glory of the man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause, for this reason, ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels." While this order of headship is given to the man, and it is most unpopular today, it is unmistakable that because the man was created first, that her head covering is a symbol of the male's headship and authority, and was not a design of punishment or inferior status for women. In conclusion, while head wraps are cultural, they're also spiritually necessary, but they can be enjoyed by everyone. So let's get into some Hebrew head wrap designs.
So first I'm going to take this piece of material that has an edging on it, and I'm going to take it across the front because it has the gold. We're going to accent the gold. I'm going to take it around. I'm just twisting it around the back to try to get it to stay on her head. Turn it a little bit. Try to keep your edging so that it can be seen, because it's the part you want to accent if it's possible. what I'm doing is pulling that part around the front to make it a little bit tighter so that it will stay. In the back, I'm just going to twist it. And I'm going to bring it forward once I get done twisting it. For this one, I'm going to pin it in the top because I've already tightened it so that it won't have anywhere to go. So I'm going to use a pin instead of tucking it. Not everybody likes to use pins. They tend to stick people, of course. Okay. Now that should stay. Now in order to make it secure, you just take another pin. And sometimes I just adjust to try and make sure that they stay in a position and fly all over the place, because that happens. I'm sticking it through the back and inside the roll so that the pin don't stick her. I'm going to take this black material and go around from the back. So that up here doesn't show. Give myself a little volume at the top. Now I'm going to tuck it here. A lot of times if you kind of tuck and fold, it helps to try and make it look like you've really done a whole lot to it. And what I'm doing is pulling the top of her hair to try to give it a little volume in the middle so it'll stay up. And all I'm doing is tucking. Yes. I think we're good. Okay, so on this piece of material, that, as you can see, it has some little different areas on it, and I'm going to use a small portion to go across the top. I left this side longer because I'm going to wrap it and do a little extra, but this one I'm going to bring it around. I always want to pull the edging. Let's see how. So you take that in, I pull it, and make sure you pull the other side the same way so that it doesn't end up having a gather in the front where it's sticking out. All I'm doing right here is kind of gathering it together, almost like a pleat, so that it will go smoothly. And I'm just going to make a little small twist, maybe like a little knot, so it'll stay. Is that too tight? Now on the back, part of it is still sticking out. So what I'm going to do is just basically stuff it. Same thing again, gathering it so that it'll lay a little more flat than bulky. Take this piece of material. It's just a piece of blue material, nothing to it. It has the little fringes on the end. This is a young sister. I'm gonna try to do something that looks her age. Likes to wear them in the front a lot. Now this one has a little print to it. I'm gonna kind of fold it a little, not a whole lot. Take this piece and put it under it so that I can twist. What I'm trying to do is kind of twist it so that both pieces of material can be seen. And when it comes down to the fringes, it's kind of up to you how you want them to go. Some people leave them out. This time I'm going to try to tuck them in as much as possible.
Okay, so it's always good to have something on top of your head before you start wrapping, just in case you got any grease, leftover gel, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, this is like a pashmina scarf. So with this one, we'll start from the back. Make sure it's tight back here, all the way at the nape of the neck, and I make sure that it's even on both sides. Then I'm going to go around the head, and I cover the ears so that later I just bring it up. Just a little bit. And what it should create is like a V shape in the front. And then bring it around this way. So we're gonna shape it. Make sure it's tight. Where the ears, the front of the head. You don't want it sloppy, so you want to loosen it up a little bit so it's not as bunchy. As we swing it around, it's almost like you're gonna swing it as like a ponytail around this top part right here. So as you swing it around, what we're gonna do with these edges, we're gonna tuck it in. Wrap it around, hold this up, and just tuck it in. It's called stuff and tug work. The same with this side. We're going to use this end to tuck this in. Because I don't want the fringes out, I'm going to let more of the design come out right here. Keep wrapping until it's time to stuff it in. Finished product, you just get it the way you want it, whatever you want the shape to be, or the design, whatever piece of the fabric you want to show. This is another pashmina scarf, and I like to think of head wraps as crowns. That's why I love it so much. And it's a beautiful adornment for us women, Zion. So what I'm doing is making sure I get it really tight around the front of her head and around the ears. Like I say, these scarves do slide. And making sure that the hair is not puffy. So you can either tie it in a knot, but please, 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 please make sure that it is tight, very tight. One thing you don't want is to be out and about and your scarf fall out. So, okay, and what we're gonna do, and this is a very simple one, you just twist. If I don't want too many of the fringe to come, I just make sure that the fabric is turned a certain way to hide the fringes. So it's not as many drooping. Just make sure it's really tight. Like a rope. We're gonna do the same thing for this one over here. When I'm at home doing it by myself, I stick it underneath my arm. Now, we do a 2-strand twist, like this. And we're gonna tuck this piece, make sure those fringes don't show. I'll tuck the piece, you can either tuck it underneath the scarf, this. We do the stuff and tuck.